We are taking a field trip today to the Virginia Museum of History and Culture. Now, you may have been here before, but you may not know where we are today. James, where are we going in?
So this is our rare book and manuscript vault here in the archives of the Virginia Museum of History and Culture, and it's where we keep some of the most significant, some of the rarest items that we hold in our collection of over 9 million items here at the VMHC. Wow. So everything is held on site here, and in this room we have kind of the tip of the iceberg in terms of our collection, so I can't wait to show you.
I can't wait to see it. Come on, we're going to go inside. Now, this place is actually so special. You have to have two people at all times. So Macy's going to help us as well as we go check out what is inside. So excited. Is there a secret password too, James?
Not yet,
no,
but we need
yet.
to
Okay.
get a smoke machine down here, and then that led to the spectacle, I think. But welcome inside.
Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at some of the items that we have here.
Absolutely. So as I said, this kind of serves as the tip of the iceberg in terms of the collection. The space is organized chronologically, so we're going to start off with some items that relate to first contact between Europeans and indigenous people here in Virginia. And the first item I just want to highlight is this really, really wonderful engraving of Pocahontas by Simon van der Pas that was made in 1616. It's incredibly significant because it's the only image of Pocahontas that we know to be made from life, and therefore it's the most accurate depiction that we have of her. So it's really important and forms the basis of a lot of kind of subsequent images of Pocahontas that you might be more familiar with.
This is her as well, but this was not taken in the same way.
Right, that's right. So this was made by a contemporary of Edgar Allan Poe in the 19th century in Richmond. And as you can see, it's a lot more romanticized. What he's done is kind of include this floral headdress to tie her to the wilderness. It's this kind of dark, foreboding scene. But I think also you can see how he's kind of used European standards of beauty here to kind of shape Pocahontas's depiction. So in a way, we kind of think about it as one of those early iterations of what ultimately becomes that kind of Disney depiction of Pocahontas.
Right. Fascinating to see the comparison between the two.
And always great to do with school groups when they come in so they can get an understanding of just how different the same subject can be represented visually.
Who does this belong to?
So this is a tea saucer that was gifted to Martha Washington. You can see the MW just there in the center. And it was gifted to her by an agent of the Dutch East India Company in the 1790s. It's significant because it speaks to America's emerging place in the world, and you might have noted that it has all the names of the colonies turned states that ring around the outside there.
And her husband, of course, very well represented here.
Absolutely, and this is a Charles Wilson Peale painting of George Washington, and a couple of pieces here just to highlight. First of all, I'd say this broadside. Broadside's essentially a poster, kind of the news flash of the 18th century. It's significant because it relates to the American victory over the British at Yorktown in 1781. Another piece that I love to highlight and is incredibly rare in the collection is this diary kept by George Washington during his first year as President of the United States. Wow. It's notable because many of the conventions that we associate with the presidency were being formulated by Washington as he was keeping this diary, and so it's an incredibly intimate look at the, kind of evolution of the presidency as we know it today. From over here, I always love to highlight this photograph of a man called Gilbert Hunt. Now, Gilbert was born into slavery in Virginia in the late 18th century, and he actually became a bit of a local hero during the 1811 theater fire, in which he was responsible for saving the lives of a dozen women who were caught in the building at the time. I think it's a beautiful picture because you'll actually note that he's holding his blacksmith's hammer. He had been able to purchase his freedom by working as a blacksmith, so he's really showing off that tool with which he was able to acquire his freedom.
That is amazing. And I know there's so many other incredible artifacts that you have here. How does someone get to come into the vault?
So the vault is accessible in a couple of ways. We have a program that's very similar to what we're doing now, where we bring in guests to the museum. They're able to find details of those tours on our website, and they're welcome to come along. But also, if you're a researcher and you want to access some of these materials, we'd be happy to work with you so that you can work with some of these really marvelous materials.
Amazing.